Hey guys, this is Matt here, and this is going to be my Team Canada Olympic roster predictions for Sochi 2014. Um, I wanted to try and mix up the kind of videos we're putting out right now. We've been doing a lot of NHL 14 information and trailers since so much of it's been released the past couple of weeks. It's been great. We hope you guys are enjoying what we've been sharing with you the past couple days especially. We've been getting an overload of information. The game's looking really promising, but that's not what I want to talk about in this video. There was some great news released today too that the NHL players would be able to compete in the Olympics for 2014 for their countries, which was unbelievable news. It wouldn't be the same without the NHL guys competing in it. It wouldn't be the real best in the world, but I was really happy to hear it, and this is my prediction video for who I think will be on Team Canada. We'll start with the forwards. The first line I have Rick Nash, Sidney Crosby, and Steven Stamkos. I felt this was a good mix of size, skill, and scoring. You got Rick Nash to go into the corners, get the puck, make room for Crosby and Stamkos to do what they do best, which is score goals. Crosby will be there to set up Stamkos. Hopefully, they have good chemistry to start off. They've never played together, and they're possibly the best playmaker and sniper duo in the world. So, if they have some good chemistry, it could be a deadly pairing. And Rick Nash can contribute to their offensive game as well. He's not just there to make room for them, but he's really skilled offensively as well. On the second line, I had Tavares, Giroux, and Corey Perry. I had Tavares on the left wing instead of at center because Giroux had a better face-off percentage. He was at around 54%, I'm pretty sure, while Tavares was at 49. So I have him at center. It's kind of the same idea as the first line. You got Tavares and Giroux. Hopefully they have some chemistry because Tavares is one of the best snipers and Giroux is one of the best playmakers in the league. And if they can get going, that'll be a great addition to Crosby and Stamkos. And if they have more chemistry than those two, maybe they'll move up to the first line. It's possible. You've got Corey Perry, kind of the same role as Rick Nash, going to the corners and make some room for the Giroux and Tavares. He can obviously contribute offensively as well. He scored 50 goals. So yeah, it's kind of the same idea as the first, just a scoring line. And the third line is Taylor Hall, Jonathan Toews, and Eric Staal. Jonathan Toews is obviously one of the elite centers in the league. He wins faceoffs, he scores goals, he's great defensively, he does everything. Eric Stahl's a veteran presence on the team. He'll bring leadership, as well as Toews, but Eric Stahl's been there. He's been playing for Canada a lot. He just captained us at the IIHF tournament, and hopefully he's okay from the injury he suffered there. He hurt his knee pretty bad, but yeah, I thought this was a good mix of scoring and defensive play. If Taylor Hall can play really good defensively and contribute scoring for his first ever Team Canada appearance, like National Olympics Team Canada appearance, it could be a really good line. Maybe move up to even the second spot. I think it's a good mix of like young players and old players, and scoring and defensive play. So hopefully it'll work out. The fourth line, I have Patrice Bergeron at center, Jamie Benn on the left wing, and Mike Richards on the right wing. This was probably the hardest line to compose because there's so many options for the team that you can choose from. So it's hard. This is like the final bit of forwards that you have to choose from, and I wanted to go for like a kind of a not really a grinder, but a shutdown line because every team is going to have one or two lines that are just lethal offensively, can score goals, and hopefully this line will be able to cover them and eliminate their scoring. Because Bergeron, he's the best face-off man in the league. He's great defensively, and he can contribute offensively a little bit. And that's the same as Mike Richards. He's not afraid to throw his body around. He'll go into the corners. He'll win face-offs, even though Bergeron will be there to do that. But he can help if Bergeron gets thrown out, I guess. He was on the team last year. He did a great job. He wasn't actually on my original lineup list. I had Logan Couture in that spot, who's also an amazing player, but I just don't think he fit in for the lineup. He's not as well of like a grinder as Mike Richards, so Mike Richards got the spot. And Jamie Benn, he's amazing, an amazing player. He's skilled. I don't get to watch him a lot since he plays in Dallas, but I'm pretty sure he has a solid defensive game as well as offensively. I know he'll hit people. He fights off, not often, but sometimes, and I think he'll fit in well on that line and be able to contribute offensively with them. And the seventh forward I had, in case someone gets hurt or whatever, is Ryan Getzlav. He was on the team last year. It's really hard to not have him on the team. Actually, it's weird thinking he's not going to make it maybe when he's such a skilled player, but I think he'd be good in the seventh, or not seventh, 13th forward position, because he's a veteran appearance there. He knows what he's doing. Obviously, he played before, and if he has to go into the lineup for some reason, he'll fit right in. It won't be a downgrade in any way. But I just don't think he had a spot on the top 12. Moving on to defensemen, we have the first pairing. I don't think there's any question about this. Shea Weber and Drew Doughty, the two best defensemen from Canada, in my opinion, by far. Um, Doughty's an offensive force, and defensively, he's great as well. Same thing with Shea Weber. They're just both all around really good defensemen. They played in the last Olympics, so they'll fit right in. The second pairing is two newbies to the national team, Mark Stahl and Alex Pietrangelo. Both amazing defensemen. I think they have a good mix of offense and defense. Pietrangelo is great offensively as a defenseman, not slacking defensively at all either. He's great defensively too, but I think when he decides to go up and rush or whatever, Mark Stahl will be there to cover. He's like an unbelievable shutdown defenseman, and hopefully he's better from the eye injury he suffered last year, so he'll be able to play. And the third defensive pairing, I had Duncan Keith and Brent Seabrook, who have unbelievable chemistry. They played on the team in the last Olympics, so they're both great, and they play together in the NHL, so it's hard to find chemistry better than what those two have. Seabrook might not be in the top 9 best like skilled defensemen, but it's hard to not put him on the team when his chemistry with Keith is that great. And that's why Chris Letang is my 7th defenseman and not on the actual team. Well, he is on the team, but not in the starting position. He's probably the best offensive defenseman in the league, in my opinion. He's had some trouble with injuries, but he produces like a point per game as a defenseman, which is really good nowadays. In the 7th spot, they can probably just put him out on power plays, so he's not a defensive liability at any time. He'll just go out there for power plays and do what he does best, which is produce points. And now moving on to goalies. I had Carey Price as the starting goalie, because I think he is the most skilled goalie from Canada. It's just whether he's playing on top of his game or not. He's a really streaky goalie. When he's on his game, he's definitely one of the best in the league. It's not even a question. But when he's on one of his cold streaks, he's definitely not very good. Hopefully when the Olympics come around, he's on his A game and he can take the starting role and excel. But just in case he's not playing good for some reason, you've got Cam Ward in the second goalie position. Last Olympics, they had to throw out for Luongo, so maybe this will happen again, and you've got Cam Ward there to save the day. He's a great, consistent goalie. He might not be as skilled as Carey Price, but I think he's more consistent, and he's shown that he can play good in clutch situations. He's won a Stanley Cup. And then just in case that doesn't work out either, you got Roberto Luongo in the third goaltender position. And even though he might not play, he's been there. He's won a gold medal. He'll be able to lead Price and Ward in the right direction. And yeah, that's my team. I also put captains in there. I had 3 assistants and a normal captain just because I couldn't decide on only 2. I had Rick Nash, Sidney Crosby, and Jonathan Toews as assistants, and Shea Weber as the captain. A lot of people might think Crosby should be the captain. I don't think so. I don't think he's mature enough yet, and Weber would be better for the role. They're all returnees. They're all great captains on their normal teams. There's a lot of good leaders on this team, actually. Rick Nash was a captain. Crosby's a captain. Stamkos could be the captain this year. Tavares could be the captain this year. Giroux's a captain. Perry's an assistant captain. The list just goes on and on and on. Yeah, that's who I decided on. If I were to choose, that's who I'd put. There's a lot of great leaders on this team, so it's not that big of a deal, to be honest. It's just a great honor to captain the team, really. And yeah, that's what I decided on for the team. I hope you guys enjoy it. Leave in the comments who you think will be on Team Canada this year, what your predictions for will be. No, I worded that really bad. What your predictions are for how they'll perform this year is what I should say. And yeah, leave a like if you agree or if you enjoyed the video in any way. It means a lot to us guys, and it helps spread the video around to everyone else. So thanks a lot for watching, and hope you all enjoy the Olympics when it comes around.